This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. This is Sunil. How are you, Dheeraj? Can you hear me, Deba? Krishna, Sai, thank you for joining.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. Hi, Tarun.
Sir,
Okay.
yesterday you said to download it now, sir, like POM file.
Your voice getting an echo.
1 minute, sir. Okay, sir. Yesterday we have created it now, sir, POM file, POM dot
Pom.xml.
XML file. But I did not get the extension XML, sir. Just POM
Oh,
file is created.
now in the folder settings, you should select an option. Look at this. I'll show you. Dheeraj, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
View,
Hmm.
file name extension should be selected. Okay.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
only you can see this .ppt. Okay, you're able to see the .text. If you remove this file name extension, see, dot extensions will not be displayed. .ppt or .txt. If you select this file
Okay.
name extensions, it will be displayed. So in your folder, in your Windows folder options, make sure that the file name extensions are visible.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Any questions, Deba? Pushpak? Okay, so let's proceed for today's session. So our plan for today's session is to start the next tool called as Jenkins. So what we have done in the last session, using the Git, we have managed the source code. Now I think the complete source code is available in the GitHub repository. You cannot do anything with the source code. The development team should package the source code and generate an artifact that is done by Maven. Let's say Maven has generated the artifact. So what do you do with the artifact? What do you do with the artifact? The artifact needs to be deployed in the server so that we can access the application. And we will deploy it in DevOps. We'll deploy it using the tool called as Jenkins. We'll manually not deploy it. We'll deploy it using a tool called as Jenkins. So in today's session, we'll be learning the tool called as Jenkins. So this is our plan for our today's session. What is Jenkins? Understanding the term called CI/CD, creating the CI/CD infrastructure which are required for CI/CD, installing Jenkins, and experiencing how exactly Jenkins dashboard looks like, and making ourselves comfortable with the Jenkins environment. So this is a plan for our today's session. So to start with, let's try to understand what we mean by Jenkins. Please have a look at it. Jenkins is a self-contained open source automation server. The tool behind automation is Jenkins, which is used to automate all the tasks related to building, testing, and delivery. This is a tool which helps in automating the task related to building an artifact, testing an artifact by deploying it to testing environment, and finally, once the testing is approved, we'll be delivering it to the production instance to the client. These series of activities can be automated. Building, testing, and delivery activities can be automated using the tool called as Jenkins. So it's an automation tool. It is also called as CI/CD tool. It is also called as CI/CD tool because Jenkins is a tool for implementing CI/CD. That's why it is called as a CI/CD tool. CI/CD stands for continuous integration and continuous delivery. CI/CD stands for continuous integration and continuous delivery. What do you mean by continuous integration? What do you mean by continuous delivery? Anyways, we'll see this practically. So Jenkins is a tool which performs activities related to building, testing, and delivery. It's an open source tool. The prerequisite, Jenkins can be installed in any machine. You can install Jenkins on our Windows machine also. The only prerequisites is that Jenkins need a JRE, Java Runtime Environment. Jenkins can be installed on any machine which has a JRE installed in it. So the prerequisite for installing Jenkins is JRE. Anyways, we'll not install Jenkins on our Windows machine. As we all know, we'll be running on AWS environment, so we'll be installing Jenkins soon on AWS platform. Jenkins is called as a CI/CD tool because Jenkins is used to implement CI/CD. Abbreviation for CI/CD is continuous integration and continuous delivery. Continuous integration, continuous delivery is a 5-step process. CI/CD is nothing but a 5-step process, 5 stages. Your Jenkins should do all these 5 stages. Stage 1, continuous download. Stage 2, continuous build. Stage 3, continuous deployment. Stage 4, continuous testing. Stage 5, continuous delivery. These stages, each and every stage can be done. All the stages can be done using the tool Jenkins. All the CI/CD stages can be done by using the tool called as Jenkins. That's why it is called as CI/CD tool. That's called as a CI/CD tool. Okay. Let's try to understand what I mean by each and every stage. Let's try to understand what is stage 1, what is stage 2, let us stage 3, stage 4. Let's try to understand all these 5 stages practically. And all these stages should be done by which tool? Sai, all these 5 stages should be done by which tool? Should be done by using the tool that is Jenkins. What the Jenkins should do? Let's try to understand each and every stage. Stage 1, continuous download. Can you guess, Sai, what do you mean by continuous download?
From source code to we need to download that code.
We need to download the
Source code.
source code. Where is the source code available? GitHub repository. Yes, you are right. What do you mean by continuous download? As we know, the complete project related source code is available in GitHub repository. As you know, complete project related source code is available in the GitHub repository. The term continuous download is nothing but downloading the source code from where? As we know, the source code is available in the GitHub repository. Okay, we'll download the source code from GitHub repository to where? Where do we download?
In remote repository or?
Where do we download? We will download into a machine in which Jenkins is installed. We'll download into a machine where the Jenkins is installed. To perform this CI/CD stages, we need to have 3 environments: dev servers, QA server, production server. To perform the CI/CD stages, we need to have 3 servers. Try to understand dev server. Every client who is running their infrastructure minimum will have 3 instances. I hope you know people called as dev instance, QA instance is also called as test instance. The actual instance is nothing but the production instance where the client will be using the live instance. As we all know, the client servers will have 3 instances, isn't it? So people who are already working, you may be knowing this. You know, we have a dev server, we have a QA server, we have a production server, isn't it?
Yes, right.
Yes. To perform this CI/CD stages also, we need to be having 3 servers: dev server, QA server, production server. Servers are nothing but the EC2 machines. So To perform the CI/CD stages, we'll be creating 3 EC2 machines. We'll name it as dev server, QA server, and production server. We install Jenkins in the dev server. We install Jenkins in the dev server. Now, what the Jenkins should do? Jenkins performs stage 1. Stage 1 is nothing but continuous download. Continuous download is nothing but downloading the source code. Stage 1 is nothing but the downloading the source code from where? From the GitHub repository, obviously, to where? To the dev server. This is the meaning of the term continuous download. How to do it, we'll see it practically. Okay, so the complete source code is available here now. The complete source code of the project is available in the dev server. Okay. Any questions in stage 1? Understanding stage 1? Clear? Download is nothing but downloading the source code. Obviously, we'll download information where Jenkins is installed. We'll install Jenkins in the dev server. The source code gets downloaded. Fine. Sai, what is stage 2? Continuous build.
Continuous build.
Can you guess what you mean by continuous build?
Well, it's artifacts.
Yes. What can we do with the source code? We cannot do anything with the source code.
We
Dinesh,
convert.
we cannot do anything with the source code. What we need to do, Dinesh? We need to convert the source code into a. We need to convert the source code into what? Artifact.
Local
Artifact. You need to build the source code, package the source code, and generate an artifact.
okay.
So that means we need to build an artifact. For that, we need to use which tool? We need to use a tool
Maven.
called as Maven. So
Maven.
we also require Maven to be installed in the dev server, because we need to build an artifact and we cannot do it without Maven. So we need to also install Maven in the dev server. Next, one more point. As I said, we'll be downloading the source code. Stage 1. I said we should download the source code, and you know from where we should download to where we should download. From GitHub repository to the dev server, we'll be downloading the source code, isn't it? And how do we download it? We have a git command. We need to run the git command in the dev server so that the source code will be downloaded. If you want to run the git command, we need to install what? If you want to run the git command, we need to install what? Git, otherwise command cannot be executed. So what are the tools which are required to be installed in the dev server? What are the tools which are required to install the dev server? We need to install 3 tools: Maven and Jenkins. What is the purpose of the Git? Git is used to run a Git command so that the source code will be downloaded from the GitHub repository to the dev server. Next, that is the job done by Git. And Maven, will invoke Maven so that the Maven will convert the source code into an artifact. That is done by using Maven build tool. Once the artifact is aware, the artifact will be created in the dev server, obviously, because Maven is installed in the dev server. The artifact is created in the dev server. How do you access the artifact? How do you access the artifact? Once the application is ready, we will be deploying the applications in the testing environment so that the testers can test that particular application. So we'll be deploying the artifact into which server? QA server. So we'll be deploying. So for that, you need a server to be installed. We'll install Tomcat. We need one server. So what we'll be doing? We'll be installing Tomcat, and then we'll deploy the artifact. Whatever the artifact which is created in the dev server, we'll deploy it into the QA server. Then the application will be running in the testing environment. Then the testing team will come into a picture, and then they create the test scripts, and then they run the test scripts so that the application is tested. So that the application is tested. This process is called as continuous deployment. Continuous download is downloading the source code. Continuous building is nothing but building this artifact. Once the artifact is created, what do? You will deploy. Stage 3 is deployment. Deployment is nothing but stage 3. Stage 3 is nothing but deployment. Deployment is nothing but deploying the artifact into the QA instance, so that the testing team will have access to the applications and then they test the particular application. Yes, Sai.
Yeah, it is a manual testing or automated?
Automation testing.
Okay, who will do it? Is we are a
Testing team. We will not.
testing team.
Which is whose responsibility to perform testing? Testing team.
Okay.
We'll give the application access to the testing team, and then we'll ask the test managers to run the test scripts and test the application.
Okay, inside in the project team is very less, so there is no testing team. Who will do the testing?
Testing should be done. We are
Developers?
not responsible to do the testing. Developers will not do testing.
Okay.
You have a testing team. Otherwise, how can we deliver it to the client? We'll have a great remarks.
Okay.
Testing team is mandatory. Testing the application, at least it should be outsourced to the testing companies to get tested. Testing is
fine.
part
Actually,
of the product software development cycle, isn't it? We cannot
yes,
avoid testing.
yeah. Actually, in my
Isn't it?
technology, in testing team is not there. Only developers will test the code.
Okay, maybe that's a small application. Assuming a very
Yes.
big application like ICICI Bank, do we need
Okay.
testing? Yes, obviously. Isn't it? Without
Yeah,
that, how
yeah,
can I deliver it to the client? Isn't it? Assuming a very big application like Facebook, obviously it
yes.
needs to be tested how exactly it's behaving. So obviously we'll be deploying the artifact into the QA instance, and testing team will test that particular applications using the Selenium or whatever the automation testing tools. It's up to them. Stage 3 is nothing but deployment. Deployment is nothing but deploying the artifact which is generated as part of the development instance to the QA instance. That is stage 3. Any questions in stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3?
Yes, Sunil.
Depa,
So when you
yes.
do the testing team, the testing team would build the test cases, right? And then
Yes, right.
the testing would still
That is
be
stage
automated.
4. That is stage 4.
Okay.
Now I'm talking about stage 3. Any doubts till deployment? Till deployment, you're here. Okay, now the application is running in the testing environment. That's the concept of deployment. Now, Deba, once the application is running in the testing environment, the testing team will use the automation testing tools like Selenium, a lot of testing tools. They create the test scripts and run the testing scripts in the QA environment. Got it? This part is called as continuous testing. Continuous testing is
So they
nothing
would
but
not
running the
go.
test.
So they will
Yes.
not go ahead and manually test those, right? I mean, they would build the test scripts and use a tool to do that, which would
Exactly.
automatically happen.
Exactly.
So nobody
That's
would
why
basically, once the code is pushed to GitHub, everything would happen automatically. No one.
automatic. All this should happen automatically. Yes.
Okay.
You're right.
And
The
do we
testing
need
scripts should
Jenkins
get executed automatically. And who should invoke the testing scripts? Jenkins should invoke the testing scripts to get executed. All this should be done by using Jenkins.
Okay. And
Yeah,
in
Jenkins
that
should
case,
down.
would Jenkins be there in QA and prod as well?
Sorry, your voice is not clear.
Would Jenkins be there in QA and prod as well?
Not
Like,
required. Not required. I'll tell you. We'll run the test scripts in such a way that it gets executed in the QA server IP address. Okay.
Okay.
So that's how the testing script should get executed and the application will be tested. Thereby assume the testing is passed. Assume the testing is passed. That means this application is perfect. Next step is continuous delivery. Continuous delivery is nothing but deploying the same artifact which is passed into which instance? Deploying it into the production instance so that the application goes live. The continuous delivery is same as continuous deployment. The only difference is in the instance. If you deploy it into QA, it is called as deployment. If you do it in the production environment, it's called delivery because we are delivering it to the client. All these should be configured one after the other, one after the other. It's a pipeline. One stage, second stage, third stage, fourth stage, and fifth stage should get to happen now in sequence. This should be done by using the tool Jenkins. These all steps should be done by using the tool Jenkins. As Jenkins is involved in performing all these 5 stages, it is called as a CI/CD tool, continuous integration and continuous delivery. That's why it is called as CI/CD tools, continuous integration, continuous delivery. Clear, Dheeraj?
Yes, sir.
Krishna, clear? The steps
Yes,
which
sir.
we need to follow to perform the CI/CD stages. Anyways, we'll see this practically. In these 5 stages, first 4 stages are called as continuous integration. First 4 stages are called as continuous integration. Last stage is continuous delivery. Combining first 4 stages is nothing but continuous integration. Stage 1 is last stage is continuous delivery. Clear? Important from the interview. What are the CI/CD stages involved and how do you do it by using Jenkins? You should be in a position to answer it. Continuous download is nothing but downloading the source code which is available in the GitHub repository into the development machine in which Jenkins is installed. Building is nothing but packaging the source code which is there in the, where is the source code available? Now the source code as it is downloaded, it is available in the dev server. You cannot do anything with the source code. We need to package the source code and convert an artifact. That for that we need to invoke Jenkins. How do we invoke? We need to invoke Maven to do that. And Jenkins
Hello?
will invoke Maven. Yes, I.
Yeah, from source code to converting artifacts, who will do it? Is a development team or we?
Will be invoke Maven. So once the artifact is ready, so we will be taking the inputs from the development team and we'll be triggering the Maven tool. We'll integrate Maven with Jenkins. So automatically the Maven gets executed. Okay.
No. What you say that the development team will give the artifacts, right?
Yes.
Can you clear
Development
that?
team will do the no. Development team now, as I told you, development team will build the artifact.
Okay.
Isn't it? Development
Yes.
team will build the artifact. When you're discussing with respect to automation process, there should not be human intervention. There should not be any human intervention. Everything should be done automatically. Okay, everything should be done automatically. So once you trigger step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5 should execute it automatically without any human intervention. That means we'll not ask the development team to build an artifact. Jenkins should do that. Jenkins should trigger the Jenkins first should trigger the Git tool. You should download the source code. Jenkins should trigger the Maven to generate an artifact. Jenkins should deploy that artifact into the site. Jenkins should deploy the artifact into the
artifact.
Where should we deploy? Into the where?
QA server.
QA server. And Jenkins should download the testing related scripts and it should get executed. It should run the testing scripts. As per understanding, actual testing should be run by the testing team, right?
Yes.
When it is running testing team, it's a manual process. It's not continuous. This is not called automation. Automation is nothing but no intervention, no human intervention. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Tomcat, what it will do?
Tomcat.
What is the role of Tomcat here in QA
if you want
server?
if you want to deploy an application, okay, we need a server, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Tomcat is nothing but a server, a web server. Okay. Fine.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm opening facebook.com and getting a page. From where I'm getting the page? From the web server. It could be Tomcat. Facebook may be using Tomcat or WebLogic or WebSphere, whatever it is. Isn't it? So if you want to access an application over the browser, if you want to access an application, you need to have a server. So that's the reason we need to install Tomcat infrastructure. and then we deploy it so that the testing team will have access, and then it gets executed. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Yes. If the testing is fast, automatically Jenkins should deliver the same artifact into the production.
So we would need Tomcat in production as well, right?
Yes. So obviously we should also have a server in the production. That's also. So we'll also configure Tomcat. This is the infrastructure required to perform the CI/CD stages. What is the infrastructure which is required to perform the CI/CD stages? We need to have dev server, we need to have QA server, we need to have production server. Dev server should have what software? Dev server should install, we should have Git, Maven, and Jenkins. QA should have Tomcat, and production should have Tomcat.
And this is only in case of web applications, correct? Like if
it is
Tomcat is not a, if it's not a web application, some kind of a different application, in that case Tomcat might not be required.
We need maybe WebLogic or WebSphere, isn't it?
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Nginx.
All these are the separate systems or what?
It's we will be creating this EC2 machines on AWS, and everything will be running on
AWS
cloud. Yes, AWS.
Okay.
All these are running on AWS platform. Got it? Perfect. Okay. Clear about understanding the concept of CI/CD. So you know what is Jenkins and what is the responsibility of Jenkins and why it is called a CI/CD tool. You also know the stages which are involved in the CI/CD process. Creating a CI/CD infrastructure on AWS. Sai, creating the CI/CD infrastructure in AWS means creating dev server, QA server,
production
server. Git should have Git, Maven, Jenkins. QA should have Tomcat. Production should have Tomcat. All this should be infrastructure should be ready for starting the process. So we'll be configuring this infrastructure. We'll be configuring this infrastructure. Okay. So let's learn creating infrastructure in AWS environment. Okay. So we'll be creating. Look at this. We'll be creating how many instances? 3 instances. Okay. First, let's proceed. Let's create 3 instances. Let's name it as dev server, QA server, and production server. So let's do that. So let's log into AWS.
Is there any other web services not like Amazon website, AWS?
Like we have AWS, we have Azure also, Microsoft Azure.
Microsoft Azure, okay.
Google Cloud Platform. Okay.
Okay.
Top 3 cloud platforms are AWS, Azure, and then Google Cloud. Okay.
Okay.
Sai. We are learning on AWS environment, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Services. We already are familiar, right? I have shown you how to create an EC2 machines, isn't it? And we have learned about Linux. Am I right?
Yes.
Sai, Deba. Okay. So let's proceed. Created 3 new methods. So as we all know, launch instances. This time I want to go with Ubuntu flavor, Ubuntu server, Ubuntu flavor of Linux. Default only instance which is eligible for free tier is T2 micro. How many number of instances? 3.
What?
3 instances.
3 instances in Ubuntu.
All 3 Ubuntu, yeah. Configuring security group. What all port needs to be open? So I don't want any restrictions, so I go for all traffic. Source should be anywhere so that anybody can connect to these machines. Click on review and launch, click on launch. Create a new key pair, and you know key pair is another file with extension .pem. So I name it as, let's say for example, this is Jenkins key pair with today's date 19. Launch instances. View instances. Okay. I've created how many instances? 3 instances. First instance I name it as dev server. US server. Done. I'm done with creating 3 meshes. Yes, all the 3 machines are up and running. I want to connect to dev server. Click on connect. How to connect a machine, we already know it, isn't it? So I take the complete SSH command. I take the complete SSH command, copy the complete SSH command. Open what terminal? Git bash. I can connect using git bash, isn't it? So where is my PEM file available? F drive, Sunil folder. This is the PEM file, Jenkins kp19.pem file. PEM file is nothing but a key pair. Paste. Are you sure you want to connect? Yes. Connected. Connected. Connected to which machine, Deba? I have connected to dev server. Look at this 172.31.6.11. Get the same IP address. That means it's a proof that you are connected to the dev server. What is the terminal I'm using? I'm using the terminal called git bash. We already have learned how to connect to the machines using git bash. Perfect. So, okay. So why did I connect to dev server? Because you need to create the infrastructure ready. So what all need to do? You need to install Git. We need to install Maven. We need to install Jenkins. So this is the activity that should be done in the dev server. Installing Jenkins. Installing Jenkins in the AWS instance. And remember, if you want to install Jenkins, as I told you in the beginning, Jenkins can be installed on any machine that should have JRE, Java Runtime Environment. So here also you should have what? The prerequisite for Jenkins is what? JRE. So you should start with JRE, Java Runtime Environment. So first I install JRE. Installing Jenkins on the AWS. First we need to install Java. So first update the apt repository. Whenever you want to install any software, the first step what you need to do, update the apt repository. Do you remember when we have discussed about apt repository in the Linux, we have learned how to install tree package, isn't it? Same way. Anything what you need to do, first you should update the apt repository. apt repository is updated. This is the command to install Java. Check whether Java is installed or not. The command is Java -version. Yes, it's done. Next, this part is done. First step, Java. Next, install Maven and Git. Okay, one single command, sudo apt-get install -y git space Maven. This will help you to install both the tools, Git and Maven.
It is a single time installation, or every time we open the
One
instance we
time.
will install?
No,
Okay.
no. Once the instance is installed, that's it, right?
Yes.
It's a one-time process. Done. Git and Maven is installed. So how to check whether Git is installed or not? Git -version. If you want to confirm whether Git is installed or not. Git is installed. Check whether Maven is installed or not. mbn -version is a command to check whether Maven is installed or not. Yes, Maven is installed. 3.6. Done. Next, Jenkins needs to be done. We are done with JRE. We have done with Git. We are done with Gavin. Now we need to install Jenkins. Okay. So if you want to install Jenkins, so go to Jenkins site. Jenkins download. This is the site of Jenkins, jenkins.io. Download Jenkins. If you want to install Jenkins on your personal Windows machine, we'll be selecting this. But we'll be installing Jenkins on what? Linux operating system, isn't it? So that's of Ubuntu. You have Ubuntu option here. In case if you want to install Jenkins, we have an option. You have generic Java package. Yes. If you want to install on AWS environment, go for generic Java package. If it is standalone in Ubuntu operating system, go with this. You want to install it on cloud, go for generic Java package. Select this. When you click on this, what will happen? When you click on this, observe what will happen. It's downloading. It's downloading. Where it is downloading? In my download. The software is getting downloaded. Where is downloaded? Software is getting downloaded in my Windows machine. Which folder? Right? It is downloading in my downloads folder. But software should be installed in. Software should be downloaded in the dev server, right? Not in your Windows personal laptop.
Yes.
If you want to install in your personal laptop, no, you want to install it in your dev server. That means the
Dev
software
server.
should be downloaded in the dev server, not in your. Now what you're doing? No doubt you're downloading, but it's what happening. You're downloading it into your personal machine. No, we don't want to do this. Cancel. So how to download it? Okay, so right click on this, copy link address. The website link address will have a unique URL. Take a note. This is what I have copied. The link I have copied. Once you have this link, copy this link. Prefix it by using the command wget. Prefix it with the command wget. Wget is a command which helps you to download that particular software from the URL. Wget the link URL. Now what is happening? That WAR file which is downloaded in a Windows machine, it's not downloading in your Windows machine. Sai, what is happening? It is downloading in the dev server. And it has been downloaded. ls command. If you want to confirm, look at this. We have an ls command to see list. File has been downloaded. It's a WAR file, and you need to run this particular file. The WAR file has been downloaded. If you want to run the file, the command is Java. If you want to, whenever you want to run the WAR files, we should have Java-jar. What is the file you want to run? Jenkins.war. So what this will start the installation process. Jenkins will be started. It's running. Yes. Now once this Jenkins is up and running, so it's running, right? Sai, how to access Jenkins? Where is Jenkins installed?
Dev server.
Jenkins is installed in the dev server. Now how can you access the Jenkins? Take the IP address of the dev server. Take the public IP of the dev server. Take the public IP of the dev server, colon, port number 8080. Jenkins runs on the port number 8080, the default port number of Jenkins. You get the Jenkins page. Yes. You need to unlock the Jenkins by providing the password. Password will be there in the terminal. Can you see? Please use the following password to proceed with the installation. Did you get it? This is the password. Copy the password from the terminal which you have started installation and then proceed it from the browser. You need to install the plugins for Jenkins. go for suggested plugins. And this is, remember, all this you have to do it in your personal AWS accounts. If you want to practice, Krishna, Taruni, Deba, so what you have to do, you have to make this infrastructure ready so that you can start working on Jenkins. Okay.
Sir,
Yes, Dinesh.
hello. Sir, is there any want to pay any money for this AWS, sir?
Which money?
For to create account in AWS, want to pay any money,
It's a
sir?
free
Some
account.
debit card or anything?
AWS free account. It's a free tier account. Okay. You are there in the first session. I have shown you how to create an AWS account. Dinesh, go to the first video.
No, sir. Actually, I started after 4. I skipped the first 4 classes. I joined after 4.
Okay, so that's the reason. Go to the video. So first session, I have shown you how to create a new AWS. In the notes which I sent you, Dinesh, I have sent you all the notes at once, I think so, in one mail.
Okay, sir.
So there's a one PDF file available, creating a new AWS account. Follow the PDF file, create a new AWS.
Sir, I installed some 7G files, sir. Is it fine enough to unzip all files, sir? 7G.
Which? Huh?
I installed
Sorry?
7G software, sir. Is it fine enough
Okay.
to install? Hello?
Yes, tell me.
I installed 7-zip software, sir. Is it fine enough to unzip all files, sir? Like execution files, exe files.
Why do you want to unzip exe files? We just run it, that's it. We don't need to unzip it. Okay. Which exe file you are referring to?
Yesterday I installed Maven, sir, but it does not open. That's why I
Okay.
installed
Use
7-zip
WinRAR.
software.
Use WinRAR. Okay, Dhiraj. Okay. Create a first user. So for easy remembrance, let's have create a first user. I want to create a user with the name admin. Password is also admin. Confirm password is also admin. My full name is also admin. Email is also admin. Any name, any email address does not need any validation. So save and continue. Confidence. This is the URL. We already know the URL IP address :8080. Finish. Jenkins is ready. Start using Jenkins. I am done with the installing Jenkins on AWS platform. Clear about this is how a Jenkins dashboard looks like. This is how a Jenkins dashboard looks like. We have successfully configured one machine called as a dev server. We have successfully configured one machine that is dev server. What all we have installed Java, we have installed Git, Maven, and Jenkins. Clear about configuring the dev server? Yes. We have unlocked then. All these nodes are very simple. Now let's make ourselves comfortable with the Jenkins environment. I want to create a job. I want to create a job in Jenkins. Whatever the activity you need to do, you want to create a job. Any small activity you want to perform, you need to do it in the form of a job. You can create a job by clicking on here, or you can create a job by using item, new item. I'm creating a new job. That's nothing but clicking on new item. Job name can be anything. For example, I want to create a job with the name something like sample. I'm showing you how to make create a simple job and how to run a simple job in Jenkins to make ourselves comfortable with the environment. Select it as freestyle project. Click on OK. I want to create a job to display hello world. I want to create a job to display hello world. So when you want to create a job to display hello world, I'm creating a now job. The name of the job is sample, and then go to build tab, and then there's an option called add build step. There's an option called execute shell. I run a shell command, something like hello Jenkins. Simple print statement. Echo statement is nothing but the print statement. I want to create a job to print some hello Jenkins or something like that. That's it. Click on apply, click on save. I'm done with creating the job. Go back to dashboard. Here you can see the list of all the jobs. We have created one job called as sample. Previously it was empty. Now I have created a simple job. I've created a simple job. What's the name of the job? Sample. So job is created. Job is also called as an item. How to run the job? We have a run option here, which helps you to run the job. When you click on this play button, job gets executed. Job gets executed. You'll not find any difference in the dashboard. You need to click on refresh so that the dashboard gets refreshed. Yes, dashboard has been refreshed. In this dashboard, you have one column called last success. We have a column called last failure. We have a column called last success and last failure. We have executed job how many times? We have executed job how many times? Only one time. That's the reason you can see the number 1 here. This is the first time we have executed. If it is successful, you'll get it in the success column. Otherwise, the number 1 will be displayed in the failure column. Yes, job is successful. Your job has been created. Your job has been executed for the first time. It is successful. Now, how to see the print statement that hello Jenkins, where can we see the output? Click on this number. There's an option called console output. Can you see? Hello Jenkins is a print statement. Is output, and you got a message successfully completed the job. Clear about how to create a job and how to run the job. Go back to your dashboard. Again, I want to run the job for the second time. You want to run the job for the second time. Again, we have a play button which helps you to run the job. Refresh. It does not get refreshed automatically. You need to manually refresh. Can you see? Now the number is what? Side. Now the number is changed to 2 because you are running it for the second time. And if you want to see the output, console output. Clear? Clear about how to create a job and how to run the job. Once you're done practicing Jenkins, please log out of Jenkins. Close the Jenkins environment. If you want to log in again, how to log into Jenkins? Where is Jenkins installed in? Dev server. Take the public IP of the dev server. And Jenkins runs on which port number?
8080.
8080. Now you'll get the login page. We already have created a user. Do you remember the name of the first user is admin? The password is also
Admin.
admin. So if you sign in, you'll be signed into the dashboard of Jenkins. Clear about this? So this is how we need to install Jenkins. So for practice, Jenkins is very important. For you to practice, what you need to do, you need to configure this infrastructure. In your AWS account, go ahead and create 3 new AWS machines: dev server, QA server, production server. In the dev server, configure all these softwares, configure the instance. So I have this notes which is clearly mentioned, the step-by-step process which you need to follow. Please follow this notes and follow this recording, and then just practice whatever we have done in today's session. Clear about this? So that tomorrow, what is our plan for tomorrow's session? We have configured only dev server. Tomorrow we'll be configuring the QA server and production server also, and we also start the CI/CD stages, that is called as stage 1, and we'll perform stage 1 and stage 2 if time permits. Okay, so this is our plan for our tomorrow session. Any questions, Sai?
Without using cloud platform, we can do by directed Jenkins website and all everything. We must
No,
and
you
should use any
should
cloud.
have a cloud platform. In the interview, they'll ask you on cloud platform also. Okay, so
To run
please do.
these dev operations, we need must and should cloud platform.
Yes, automation needs cloud environment. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Sunil, the job that you executed, that was basically echoing, I mean, that happened in the Jenkins shell itself, right? It's not
Exactly.
only.
You're right. Okay. So please be online. So I'll mail you the notes right away.
So the environment keeps on changing, right? Like Java runtime environment, or if we are changing the language, it automatically changes, right?
No, if you're changing the
I mean, if we are dealing with Python, what is the environment we are pushing
Jenkins
to?
needs Java environment. Jenkins is developed using Java technology. It needs Java environment. So you need to install Java. That's it. If you want to use Jenkins, you need to install Java. If you install Python also, Jenkins will not work. Okay, that's the prerequisite to run Jenkins. Okay, Dheeraj.
Okay. So while I am trying to open that
1 minute, please. 1 minute.
form.xml.
1 minute. 1 minute. Today, 19th August. Okay. So please follow this compulsory. Please complete this practice, create the infrastructure ready with you. And remember, after practicing, log out of Jenkins and then stop the EC2 machines. Okay, so you know this, isn't it? After practicing, stop the machines. Don't sign out when they're in running state. Stop the EC2 machines. Okay. Yes. You're saying something,
Yes, sir.
Dheeraj?
While I'm trying to open that form.xml file, it is showing like the file does not have an app associated with it for performing the action.
How are you opening? Just say okay and open it. That doesn't make any problem. You got that message, right? Just click on OK and then open it.
No, sir. Nothing is opening.
You have Notepad++,
Notepad++.
or you do right click and open as an administrator. Do you get some kind of options there?
Okay.
Open it. Otherwise, you build one more time. What happens? The form.xml will be created. That's not a problem. Okay.
Yeah, sir. Okay. I'll try it again.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.